here on the site filefolderfun.com. This is a wonderful site. You can download and print out ready-made file folder games and templates for creating your own. You can get them in color or black and white, and once you've printed these games out, you can just cut them apart and paste them into a file folder to make a matching game to teach basic skills. But if you're like me and you don't like all that color cutting and gluing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these templates. I've found the squirrel stash that I think is really, really cute. And I'm going to use this template to make a Smartboard game. So I've already got my Smart Notebook here, and I've started this game here, where I'm going to match numbers with the number word, and I'm going to show you how I did this. I'm going to open up a brand new page and go back over here to our site. What I had done is clicked on the blank squirrel template, and I've got that pulled up here. But I only want one of these squirrels, and as you can see, it's a PDF document that has several squirrels on one page. I only need one of these squirrels. Now, if I were to print this out, I could use scissors and just cut this squirrel apart. But what I'm going to have to do is find a way of cutting just one squirrel. Now, Smart Notebook has this camera tool, and you can use the camera tool to cut pictures off of websites, but it doesn't work very well if you're using it on an Adobe document, a PDF document, and I'll show you what happens. I have activated the camera, and I'm going to draw a square around this squirrel. You'll notice that it's putting all these little lines. It took a picture of the squirrel. If I go back over here to the site, you can see all those lines are now part of my squirrel. He doesn't look as cute. I'm going to close out of my camera. I'm going to delete this squirrel, and I'm going to go back to the website. There's my website with the squirrels again. This time what I'm going to use is a tool that is found in all of the Windows 7s and Windows 8s now, the operating systems. It's called the snipping tool. Now I've got mine right here in the main menu, but if you don't have yours there, you can just type in snipping tool in the search bar down here, and it pops up right there. Now, using the snipping tool, you can see that it's already activated. I'm going to click and I'm going to drag a square around my squirrel. There you go. And there's my squirrel. Now, if I edit and copy this, I'm going to go back down here to my Smart Notebook. I'm going to edit and paste. And I always choose Optimize because it makes it a little bit better. Look a little bit better. I'm going to make this smaller. Now you can't tell because this squirrel has been pasted on a white background, but he's got some white margin around here. And if I go over here and I format my background, you'll see that if I choose a solid color, my squirrel is, see how he's not so pretty? He's got this white margin. I'm going to go ahead and select my squirrel. There it gives me a drop-down menu, and then when I pull down on that drop-down menu, I have this option that says Set Picture Transparency. I'm going to click that. This little wizard pops up, and if I hover over top of that, then I have an eyedropper. I'm going to drop on the white part, and it turns it pink. That means all of this is see-through. And I'll show you. Now it's see-through. If I go back up here, for example, I could make his tail see-through. And it would be, his tail would turn see-through here. If you click on something you didn't mean to click on when you're setting the picture transparency, just click again, and there it is. It will come back up. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. My squirrel looks nice. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone this 5 times. And because I'm going to match the numbers 1 through 5 with the words 1 through 5. Give myself some space because I need to have a place for the acorns to be, to see the acorns later on. So I'm going to put my squirrels just like that. Arrange them nicely on my page. I've left some space up here for the directions and the title. Okay, I've clicked on my text tool, and now I'm going to type just a 1. I'm going to select my 1, and I'm going to pull it over top of the squirrel, make him as big as I need to. That's a little bit too big there. There we go. That's a good size. Now, what I'm going to do here, instead of retyping over and over and resizing over and over again, I'm going to clone this 1 5 times. That means all of the 1s are going to be the same size. Okay, I need to clone that one more time, and then once more again. Okay, now I'm just going to make all of these different digits. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now I'm going to select all of this at the same time by dragging a square around all the squirrels and all the numbers, and you can see they've all been highlighted and selected. If I pull down from just one of these drop down menus now, I can lock everything in place one time, and instead of doing it over and over again with each piece. Now none of the numbers move, none of the squirrels move. They're all nicely placed. I'm going to go ahead and format the background while I'm thinking about it, and I'm going to make it leaves since squirrels are kind of fallish. There we go. Now I need my acorns. So I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to close out the squirrels. I don't need them anymore. And bring up my acorns. Go back to my snipping tool, which is down here in my tray. And I'm going to click New. Okay. And what happened is it took me back to the last application that I was using. So I'm going to deselect it and bring up my acorns one more time. And now I'm going to click on New. I'm going to take a picture of my acorn. There we go. Edit, copy, go back to Smart Notebook, edit, and paste. And you see that my acorn is huge. I'm going to make him smaller. And of course we have that margin around him, so we're going to have to make that transparent. So I'm going to set the picture transparency. You can see that now behind the acorn is see-through. So I need 5 acorns. So clone and make 5. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, go back to my text tool, and I'm going to type the word 1. See if it's small enough to fit. It's a little bit too big, so let's make this a little smaller. Good. And again, I'm just going to type that one time, and then I'm going to pull it out onto every one of my acorns. Like this. Okay, that means all the words are now the same size. I'm just going to go through here now and change 2, 3. I guess 3 is going to have to be a little bit smaller. Here we go. 4, and 5. Okay, but we want the word to move at the same time as the acorn, so I'm going to select both. Using the drop down, I'm going to group them together. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now when I move the acorn, it moves the word will move with the acorn. I'm going to kind of mix these up so it won't be too easy. Pull the 5 up here. Okay, and the object of the game would be to pull the acorn over and match it to the right squirrel. The only thing left is to give it a title. We'll call it Where is My Acorn? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lock down my title. Okay, I'm going to delete this page that I started with, just the sample page that was here, and we never got to finish that one, because this is the finished project here. Now, Smart Notebook has some really amazing things that you can do with graphics, but if you keep your games simple like this, where all you have to do is click and drag, then this game could actually be used on an iPad that has the Smart Notebook software installed on it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up by saving it. Save as Squirrels and Acorns. And I already had it up here, and it wants to know if I want to replace this. So I'm going to say yes. And there's my game. And that's how I could turn a file folder game into a Smart Notebook document.